good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Australians are famous for being relaxed and easygoing, but that doesn't mean they're not paying attention. There are small unspoken things they'll notice, and sometimes quietly judge you for. They might never say it out loud, but trust me, it's there. And what I'm talking about is not necessarily big cultural mistakes, and no one's going to stop being friends with you over them. But these are little things that can make you stand out, and not in the right way. And the more you pick up on these cues, the easier it is to blend in and feel at home. Okay, let's start off with the first thing Aussies may judge you for. Not saying thank you to drivers. When you're here in Australia, if a driver stops to let you cross the road or lets you merge into traffic, a little wave or a nod is expected. Or if you're driving and someone lets you go, you say thanks. This is not legally required, but it's a politeness thing. And not doing it can make you seem as rude, even if you didn't mean to be. And in smaller towns, this is even much more noticeable. And if you do it regularly, people will start to notice and remember. Now, the second thing relates to coffee culture. Australians take coffee very, very seriously. So if you walk into a cafe and order something completely unusual, like a triple caramel iced pumpkin latte in the middle of winter, you might get a polite smile, but behind it, they're thinking this person is a tourist. So here people tend to stick to the basics when it comes to coffee. A latte, a cappuccino, or a long black. And cafes here often specialize in coffee and not in having 40 syrup flavors. If you don't drink coffee, that's fine, but if you do, learning the local style makes you fit in instantly. I guess it's one of those things that makes you feel like you're in the know. And yeah, 100%, I think some people will definitely judge you for your coffee choice. So much so that big coffee chains like Starbucks or others are not super popular here in Australia. There's nothing wrong with them whatsoever, but here there's a very strong emphasis on coffee culture and specialty coffee.
So what if I walk in the store, because I did this at a new coffee spot recently, and I asked them for the strongest coffee, and they gave me the strongest coffee. I was driving for a long time after that. Too much energy. So if I go into y'all store and I just ask for the strongest coffee, would y'all look at me wrong for that? Or y'all are just trying to say, hey, what's up with these combinations you creating? Because that's not what we used to out here, you know?
Right.
I think that's the ones. I'm going to go with the strongest coffee.
Now, another thing that Aussies will judge you for relates to not treating customer service reps well. And this can be someone working at a retail, the waiter, waitress, or someone on the phone, or when you go to your medical appointment. Here, there's a strong culture around respecting customer service staff. So if you go to a restaurant, for example, Australians tend to not complain. For example, if the food wasn't great, they tend to not complain about it, or perhaps they don't even send it back. They're not going to make a scene, but they're quietly not going to go back to that restaurant. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Also, if you're at a restaurant and you call people like no, that's not right. That's super rude. Yeah, that's considered rude. And I'm saying this because I've seen people from other cultures, including mine, especially perhaps older people, calling the waitress or waiter like this, and it's not nice. It's pretty frowned upon, so don't do it. Yeah, yelling at them or being rude or condescending doesn't come across well. Also, how you treat other people says a lot about you as well.
True that. So she loves to go off for 5 stars. So I really believe that y'all like, I'm gonna go off y'all ratings.
Definitely.
I trust y'all ratings then.
Definitely will. Yeah. But we watched a video recently. I don't remember if it was on our own or with y'all. And they said that the food they ate really good. That was with them, huh?
Yeah, it's them.
The food ain't really good.
Yeah.
So let us know y'all best.
Right. So it's given, if you don't like the food here, just don't eat here.
Right.
Basically.
I'm gonna be stuck eating fast food.
I hope not.
So. Now, another thing Aussies may judge you for, and this one sounds a bit counterintuitive if you know a lot about Australian culture, is that they're going to judge you if you wear thongs everywhere. There is an underlying understanding that in the Australian culture itself, it is common to wear thongs to most places. Yeah, it's something that's ingrained culturally, but there are boundaries as well. Yeah, so that doesn't mean that if you go to a wedding, you can wear thongs, or if you go to work in an office, if you go to a nice restaurant, you should wear the appropriate attire and not thongs. There are boundaries that you need to respect, and if you do go to a wedding wearing thongs, I reckon that you're going to be judged for that. Wearing thongs everywhere can make people think that you're not really making an effort. Now, another thing that Aussies may judge you for, and this one I learned it very recently because I moved to a new house. This is an old unit, and now I'm learning about the rubbish collection system. So let me explain. Australians have a system for putting rubbish bins out for collection, usually once a week for general waste and every 2 weeks for recycling. If you put your bins out too early, like 2 days before, this can be seen as lazy, and leaving them out for days afterwards, that's also going to get you noticed. And I'm realizing that now. Every time that we put our bins out, there's always a few people that leave their bins out there for, I don't know, more than 3-4 days. It's insane. They just don't collect it. And you naturally think about these people. What's wrong with them? Are they lazy? Aren't they home? Of course, they might have a good reason, but it's interesting how your perception changes around that. So yeah, and of course, each bin has the unit number, so you can see who left it behind, right? So I think there's a bit of judgment around that, and I'm guilty of that as well. And another interesting thing is that in many suburbs, neighbors actually help each other with bins. And if they see yours still out, they might roll it back in for you. But if you do it often, meaning if you leave it out for a long time, again, this may become like a silent conversation about that neighbor who never brings their bin in. So yeah, that's another thing, bin etiquette.
I've seen that happen before. Yeah.
There are some people who just keep it at the road.
They do.
And they'll throw their trash at the road
as they're leaving the house. Yeah, but I'll raise an eyebrow whenever I come home and I see my trash at the spot that I rolled it from. And I'm like, who did that? So like somebody all underneath
your space.
So okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice.
Yeah.
Something that really caught my attention, especially now that I live in a unit and now I understand what the deal is. Now, another thing Aussies may judge you for relates to not bringing anything to a barbecue or to a gathering. So if you're invited to someone's house, whether it is for a barbecue or for a get-together, it's almost always expected that you bring something, whether it is a drink, a salad, dessert, or bread rolls. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but showing up empty-handed feels a bit off. The barbecue culture here and the get-togethers are all about sharing. The host might provide the meat, but guests help fill the table. So it's an easy way to show that you appreciate the invitation, and people will notice if you don't. Yeah, so if you go to a get-together, if you go to a gathering, always ask the host, oh, what can I bring? And even if they say don't bring anything, still bring something. Yeah.
Don't come empty-handed.
Now, speaking of this, there's another factor that Aussies may judge you for, and this is overcomplicating the barbecue. A barbecue here in Australia often involves sausages, burgers, maybe some steaks, plus sides. But if you show up with a 3-course gourmet meal that requires instructions and a step-by-step procedure, people might think that you've misunderstood the assignment. And this is not to say that Aussies don't appreciate nice food, because they do, but this talks a bit more about the Aussie culture, the emphasis that they place on a laid-back lifestyle, and the barbecue's charm is that this is a casual atmosphere, a casual get-together. You don't have to overcomplicate it. So if you make it too fancy, it might take away from that relaxed atmosphere.
Okay, pause. Okay, so our barbecues isn't complicated, but we do have a lot of food.
Yeah.
And we're grilling throughout the barbecue. It's not
the entire
like
experience.
Consistent food. Yeah, ours is a lot of food. I wonder.
I mean, it's a choice. You could bring things if you like. I don't think it's a requirement. Like you want to get looked at any type of way if you don't come with anything.
Y'all let us know, because y'all say don't come empty-handed, but we come in with a couple dishes.
Yeah.
So y'all let us know.
Another thing Aussies will judge you for, and this is a pretty big one, cutting the line. This is an unspoken rule, but of course it's good manners. I like to think globally, but there's a lot of emphasis on that, cutting the line. If you cut the line, if you don't wait for your turn, you're going to get a lot of stares. Perhaps no one will tell you off, but it's considered extremely rude. Yeah, same with pushing in public transport, etc. I talked about this in many other videos, but it's a good reminder again about public transport etiquette, or etiquette and basic social norms in public spaces. Another
Please
thing
don't cut
Aussies
the
will
line.
judge you for if you brag about how much money you have, about anything that conveys status. People here tend to be pretty simple, and if they are people who are actually in a very good financial position, no one is going to really brag about it, yeah? You can talk about money, but not about how much you earn, unless you're with close friends and you're talking about your finances and you want financial advice, etc. We do discuss money a lot with my friends, but it's not about bragging or look at how much money I made or wearing fancy clothes or a fancy car, yeah? People, again, really value a casual lifestyle, so behaving in an arrogant or cocky way is very much frowned upon, and people here really value humility, that is being humble and, again, not showing off. So again, these little things are not going to ruin your friendships, but they do shape first impressions. So picking up on them is part of the process of learning how life works here. And once you get them, that's going to make it so much easier for you to fit in. So what would you include in this list? Let me know in the comments below, especially if you've been living here for a while. And if you want to watch more videos about Australian culture and learn how life works here, I highly recommend watching these videos here.
All right, we're gonna stop it up. Make sure y'all check her out. What about honking at people? Like how much time do y'all give somebody at a green light? Right when it turned green.
Right.
Before y'all hit the honk, yeah, because that is so
like it just turned green, y'all.
Like literally just turned green, and you hear honking, blah 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 blah.
Well, all right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.